Welcome back, Indiana Sports Beat Radio on this Monday, and that means a visit from your favorite and mine, the voice of the Hoosiers, Don Fischer. Don, how are you after this weekend? Nice. Did you have some crab cakes in Maryland?
I had a bite of a crab cake. That was all that Jeff Keg would give me when we went to dinner on Friday night, and he ordered the crab cake. So, and I'm not the biggest crab cake fan, but I know a lot of people are, and Keg is one of them. So he gave me a bite of his. So, and it was a smidgen, so I barely tasted it.
I was going to say it probably was not big. It probably was not much.
No, he didn't give me. We sat right next to each other, and he didn't offer a second bite. So just so you know,
probably kind of gave you the shoulder too to block you out. No reach-ins. I had some. I had to try it. Crab cakes in football. Apparently, that's what Indiana does these days. As man, a game that started out, I don't want to say sloppy. It wasn't sloppy by Indiana. It was just a little slower start, but defensively, my gosh, again, and again, we see what this team does. They are relentless from a defensive standpoint. They are in your face. They are the takeaways, the strips. I mean, both of those fumbles that were caused were active hands, Don, that were just reaching out and just, it's amazing because Maryland had turned the ball over 5 times going into that game. And Indiana forced 5 turnovers on that day.
Yeah, it was special, no question. Those 5 turnovers turned into 24 points, obviously, and another terrific performance by this Indiana football team. They're really, really good. It's just so simple to say, and yet we still sit here in a kind of a utopian scenario that we feel like we've not seen anything quite like this before, which we haven't. We and I hate to go back and say that Indiana's never had any success, because they have. They obviously went to the Rose Bowl in '67. In 1945, they won the Big Ten championship and again tied for it in '67. So they have had some points like that. And the Mallory years were special in my mind because that was the best football we've seen at Indiana.
And it was sustained. That lasted for like a decade.
Yeah, and it was really good football, and it was a different era, of course, and the toughness and everything that the Indiana showed in those ball games through the Mallory years was special. There's no question about that. And they went to 6 bowl games in that era. So, but again, it was a different era, and now we're in a totally different era. With the transfer portal and NIL and all those kinds of things. And I don't like it. I just think it's not great for college football or college athletics in general. But you cannot say that Curt Signetti hasn't done a remarkable job because of it. He immediately adapted to it. He knew what he was doing in that regard. The fact that that Scott Dolson, when they started talking about NIL becoming a reality, went out and got put together a program that got Indiana involved in it before a lot of other schools even thought about it. And the fact that Indiana took that on at that point with Dolson in the lead, what he did in that regard is phenomenal. And so all you can say is that Indiana has taken advantage of their opportunities in that sense. And then they hired the absolute right guy for this football program. And it's been nothing but success since he's been on campus. So all I can tell you at this point is this is a really special football team, a special football program now, and it's among the best in the country, without doubt.
Yeah, the Signetti effect, as I call it, is real. And I firmly believe that what we're seeing in today's college football right now is that he's part of causing. I don't know how many are we looking at, 12 coaching openings right now, which is seriously, is a record for this time of year, a record. It already beat the record like a week ago. I think that I definitely believe that the success Indiana is having, that is fostered by what Curt Signetti has done, is causing these guys at these traditional places to go, wait a minute. Come on, guys. Yeah, they can do this and we can't. And there is jealousy, there's disbelief, but it starts and ends with the coaching. And it's not just Kurt Signetti, it's Brian Haynes, it's Mike Shanahan, it's Bob Bostad, it's you can go down the line. He's got the right guys in the right places, but they do what they say they're going to do, and they do exactly how he runs this. And that's why I'm starting to see national people finally starting to concede Indiana is actually legit, real, and the biggest thing is because they don't beat themselves.
Right. They don't. And they play complementary football. When the offense struggles, the defense picks them up. And when the defense struggles, the offense picks them up. Every single ball game that you've watched this year, in that regard, there is complementary football being played throughout the ball game. And that's why Indiana's dominated most of their opponents this year. But at the same time, in those games that were tight, the Iowa, the Oregon ball game, those two tight ball games, Indiana found a way to win those games because of that complementary football. And I just think that's a big part of why the success at Indiana is being copied. It's all these coaches now are looking at what Indiana's doing. I guarantee you they are listening to how Curt Signetti goes about his business, because he doesn't couch his words in that regard. He basically tells it like it is and what they do on a consistent basis. I think he's put together basically a program that now people are saying this is the way you have to do it. You can't do it any other way, because if you're going to do it any other way, you're probably not going to be successful.
I agree. And that's exactly what I'm speaking of when I talk about this Signetti effect, because Indiana has rev share like everybody else, and they have NIL, but I promise you, they don't have Texas Tech NIL money. They don't have Ohio State NIL money. And it's why Curt Signetti was successful prior to coming to Indiana. It's why he won. He's very good at he's used to not having all of that. So they've been very good at player identification and player development, and they are extraordinarily good at that. And now they're even better with better talent. Yeah,
and that's the whole point. Curt Signetti's first thing is the character of the player that he's going after. If they don't have that character and that kind of mentality, if they don't have what he's looking for in those areas, I don't think he goes after anybody else. I mean, it may be the most talented guy that's coming into college football this year, being a freshman, coming out of high school. But if he doesn't have that character issue first, I don't think he recruits them. And I think he is just a very smart guy and knows how to build a program, and has done so every place he's been. And he's used that same formula every place he's been. It doesn't change. And the thinking process going into it doesn't change. And he hires really great people to surround himself with, which is another trait of a great coach. You can't be afraid of the guys you're hiring in the sense of loyalty and all those kinds of things. Now, definitely you have to have those kinds of things in your character as an assistant coach. But at the same time, he goes out and finds the best people he thinks can help his football team win. And most of those guys have stayed with him. That's the other thing. I mean, Haynes has stayed with him for all these years. Shanahan as well. He's got like 6 different coaches that have been with him at JMU and prior to that. So you're looking at a guy who really knows what he's doing in this regard. And I can't say enough great things about Curt Signetti, simply because I think the guy is a master at what he does.
And I do agree with that. And not that he's here, but to blow his head up, it is. I mean, if you can do it, it ain't bragging.
Right.
That's what it comes down to. Yeah.
Well, but he never he backs everything. Everything he says, he backs up. I mean, it's that simple.
But the thing is now, Don, though, he's not this season. He's acknowledged that last year he did a lot of that because this program needed, that the fan base needed.
Right.
There was not really a fan base.
Right.
You had a core of old fans, and by old I mean that have been supporting them for a while.
And a lot of them are old.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's had to be that way for so long.
Right.
But and so he got that. Now this year he's more focused on business at hand. You can tell he's more business-like in the pressers. He's more business-like. He's not snarky. He's just taking the business approach. And he knows the target is on their back. People are waiting for them to fail. People are waiting for Indiana to fall because, they don't, especially the ones that don't believe it's real. They're waiting for this balloon to pop. People like Paul Feinbaum, who part of what he does is, people have to understand, it's stick. It's going to draw in an audience.
Sure.
I mean, you want to if you say what everybody wants to hear you say, you're not going to stir them up. But when you say that's the stuff that he does, well, yeah, you got the SEC fandoms and all of that. And it would sure be nice to see Indiana knock off one or two SEC teams in this postseason.
Well, right now, let's just get to the postseason unbeaten. That would be awesome in itself. And this next test is going to be a test. Anybody that doesn't think that is crazy, because you go to Penn State. I grant you, they're having problems. They've lost 5 straight ball games right now. Indiana coming there as the number 2 team in the country and knocking them off could make their season, especially under the new interim coach and so on. And I guarantee you they're going to be ready for it. Their fan base has always been one of the best in the country, and it's going to be a challenge to play Penn State, and Indiana will have to be at their best, I think, to win this contest. But I still think Indiana's going to win it. I think that they're going to. I think that they will persevere, just because what we've seen over the last 2 years indicates that that's the case. So we'll just have to wait and see. But this is going to be an interesting football game, because I know Penn State still has a ton of talent on that team, and their running backs are really good, and they've got a really good offensive line. They've got some youth and all that kind of stuff. They're playing a lot more of the younger guys, I think, at this point too. But those guys just keep getting better, and they had a lot of talent in the stable before all this problem scenario for them has taken place. So they still have the talent.
Oh, absolutely. And the Nittany Lions winless in conference play right now, Don. So they want to get that win on the table. Indiana basketball starts its season on Wednesday. Yep. Do you start tonight with Inside?
Yes. Inside IU basketball with Darren DeVries tonight, first show of the year.
Good. Hey, good job for me for remembering that. So you'll be out at Hoosier Hanks twice this week, then, of course, right? On Monday with Inside Inside Indiana basketball with Darren DeVries, then back on Thursday with Inside Indiana football with Coach Kurt Signetti. I had Kurt Signetti on the show last Friday, by the way.
And don't forget, we got Alabama A&M on Wednesday as the season opener for IU basketball. And then we've got Penn State and Marquette as the opponents for football and basketball this coming weekend. So it's a busy week.
Are you doing both games this weekend?
I'm doing them all, buddy.
Oh, you're the man. Well, I'll see you I'll see you today at the presser, but I'll see you Wednesday and Sunday. I am not making the trip to Penn State because I don't have a private jet.
I got you.
Back and forth on.
All right.
Enjoy your day, buddy.
Thanks. See you.
Don Fischer joining us here on Indiana Sports Beat Radio.